Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us, of course.
Naturally, and y'all might be confused right now. It is 8:31 on the left coast, west coast, nothing but the best coast. It is August 27, 2022, and this is a Saturday.
Yeah.
What first of all, before we go into our normal shtick of this is a live interactive broadcast and all that,
Right.
why are we live on a Saturday, James?
Well, the reason we're live on a Saturday is because I start a new phase of training for my job. And unfortunately, that is going to go within the week. So I will not have my normal days off, and I will be in class at the time we normally do this show. I will be doing classes from 2:30 in the afternoon to 11 at night.
And I work in the morning until about 3:30.
Right.
So we'd either be doing the show at like midnight or
That ain't gonna happen.
no.
Yeah.
So surprise, we're here. Yes, and we do have tires checking in with WTF. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We'd rather bring you some content than not get to hear from us for a while because we won't be here on Wednesday,
Right.
and we may be able to do next Saturday night. We'll see.
Maybe.
It's going to be tight if we get to it.
Right.
So stick around. We've got a lot of content for today. We do have a teaser announcement coming up later in the episode, so hang around for that. That's going to be fun to talk about a little bit. So James, this is a live and interactive broadcast, and we already had Tyrus interact with us, and we threw that comment up, so folks, you can see this is live and interactive.
Yes, that's correct. So
what else does that mean?
We want your comments. We want your questions. We want anything that you got. I mean, well, not anything, as long as it pretty much pertains to the show. And then, even if it's something that
no picks.
Yeah. And sometimes even everything has changed the direction of the show. We've had one episode, like our whole like direction of the show took a left turn because somebody asked us a question and we went there.
Yeah, we also have a bad habit of swirling, so we apologize. We tried to stick to the content that we have prepped, but occasionally,
yeah.
Speaking of which, tonight I will be drinking some Pigeon Head Pilsner.
Okay.
German style lager.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, it is one of my favorite times of the year. Why? Because Sam Adams Oktoberfest is back, baby. Dink. Yes. And so that's what I will be drinking tonight.
I saw Oktoberfest last time I went shopping at Sam's Club. They have the sell by the big case.
Yeah.
And I was going to pick up a case, but my wife told me I am not allowed to buy any more beer until I finish what we have. And so if you'll remember, I bought a 4-pack of Pigeon Head, to bring onto the show a couple shows ago.
Yeah.
And, I only drank one on the episode. And so I had 3 more sitting there. So I've got to get through them now.
All right.
Because I really want some of that. I want some Oktoberfest.
Yes. So good. And Modelo and tequila. Whew, sounds like a party night.
Yeah, Tyrus is drinking hard. I'm guessing the Rona must have subsided.
Well, you were back. You were vaxxed and boosted, right?
I think he had to be for his job. So
yeah.
Speaking of jobs, James, how are things going with what you do?
Well, today was my last day before I go to training. So that'll be happening, like I said, for the next 2 weeks.
So you've been working there for a little while now, like 4 months, right?
No, almost it's been 5 months.
So you've been working there 5 months, and you've been working, I assume, like unsupervised, and
like we have our supervisor on the floor, but yeah, I've been on my own,
doing the job, right? So what is training really going to be for?
This is for the next part of the basically of the screening processes. So this is the people coming through the scanner, and if they
Learning how to read the monitors and
yeah, just and so then like learning how to do the pat downs correctly, doing bag checks correctly, and then and then how to use the X-rays, like the screens for the X-rays.
gotcha. And Tyrus did confirm he is fully vaxxed, and only had 2 bad days, so that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
Um, so I got to ask, just because when I think about potentially ever doing the job that you do, my greatest fear would ever be letting something somehow get by me. Like, does that
Oh
ever cross
yeah.
your mind?
No, absolutely. I mean, like that's something that like it's a fear, but the thing is what I realize is that I'm gonna go through all this. I'm gonna learn what thing, and we've already done some of that stuff too, because we go through and we learn what to look for in some of these things so that we can better prepare ourselves for it. So that if in the unfortunate case that something does get by, uh, that or I mean if something shows up in the bag that we don't let it get by. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. We don't want to let anything get by that can potentially cause harm. So
Yeah. So do they kind of like secret shop you guys? Like,
yeah, yeah,
and
that
do you
that
know
kind of
it's coming, or it just comes out of
no.
nowhere?
I mean, like for the most part, they do it randomly. So it's not an always thing. It's not like it's not like a weekly thing, but like there are tests. I've been involved in some of the testing. Um, so it was so we have those things in place, and then if you happen to catch one of these, if you catch these bags, if you catch it that they have, if you catch some of this other stuff, basically you basically get rewarded rewards for them. So
And if you miss them,
then you get, like, if it's, now mind you, if it's these training bags, then it's just you get talked to, like, you need to make sure you're paying attention type stuff. But
that's
if
it. You get talked to.
well, that's if it's like the training stuff, like you the tests, that those are the things that we're
Well, yeah,
getting
because
tested
the
on.
stuff that gets through that's real gets through.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like with these, that's why they have these tests, so that they make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on.
Okay, so answer me this, just because I love to try and understand how things work, and I get that there are some things you can and can't talk about. Um,
Right.
but for checked bags, I have to
Hmm.
imagine those go through screening too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
It
complete,
ju-
now that is our, it's our people, but they're in a different part of the airport.
okay. So it does happen. Those bags do get a full screening, just like
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
not like
just
you can just, yeah, it's not like you just check your bag and you're good. No, I mean, they get screened. The thing is that, like, that's eh, if anybody travels, just so we're all on the same page. Make sure if you're going to carry any large toiletries, any, like, any body washes, deodorants, things like that. If you're going to carry liquor, wine, beer, alcohol, any of that stuff, make sure you put that in your checked bag, because if it's bigger, if it's like over 3 ounces or four, yeah, 4 ounces, something like that. I can't remember the numbers right now. I'll get back to that. But if it's too big, it'll get tossed. If you have if you have water in a reusable water jug, dump it out before you get there, because otherwise you can lose your water bottle. If you don't please don't buy bottles of water at the airport, like before you get on the plane, unless you're going to finish them, because you will have to throw them away. I know we feel bad about that. They're like, it's not open. Yeah, still, like, come on, people. We know that this has been the norm for flying for the past, like, over
20
almost 20
years.
years now. So actually, the water is a little bit newer, but still, like there's certain things that you can't do, so just don't do it, so that you can get through. We don't feel bad about telling you to throw stuff away. We don't have to throw stuff away. Basics. So
Here endeth your rant.
yes.
Fair enough. So as we talked about a couple moments ago, we here at Fat and Black like to drink our beer.
Yes, sir.
And I thought it was interesting. Just today was announced and a preview. Oh man, this beer is hitting the gut a little hard. Before we switch topics, let's go ahead and I've had my CPAP machine pulled and disassembled 4 times. Then my hands rubbed down and put into a machine.
Okay, so that might be at a. I'm not familiar with that machine, but I do know that with CPAPs now, at least at our airport, you can leave it in your case or whatever, and we put it through separately, so it can be scanned. And then sometimes people just have the motor piece, and so they'll put that separately with like their laptop or whatever, so it gets scanned as well. And then but yeah, no, having it disassembled 4 times, and we will test hands certain times, but I don't know anything about putting your hands in a machine. But
is it because maybe they're wearing a glove that looks like their hand? I don't.
No, it's just like we rub hands. It's detection stuff. So
see if there's chemical agents or something on their hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Weird. So back to what I was talking about around beer and enjoying to drink beer. And so it was announced and a trailer dropped for a video game that is coming out. It is a beer brewing simulator called Brewmaster. And I sat and I watched this trailer and I was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, who wants to make beer that they don't actually get to taste?
In a digital realm beer? Come on, bro.
Like, I love gaming.
Yeah.
And I love beer.
Right.
I'm probably somebody that you would think would be their target audience.
Right.
But I have zero interest unless here's the caveat. If I could go if I can through the game, if I make because there's awards you can win for how you're brewing.
Yeah, which again, I was just like, why are there awards in this game? It makes no sense. This dude had it like in the game trailer, they have a entire trophy case. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, so what for?
So if one of the things was, hey, if you get this award, let's say, we'll send you a 6-pack of the beer you made.
Yeah.
I would be so on board with that because, they have these recipes that they show in the game. So likely these are probably maybe legit recipes.
Right.
So if I'm this game maker, I'm going to make all of these beers and I'll make it a reward that, the first beer that you win an award for, we'll send you a 6er.
And if you and like and if you get so many different, you make so many different beers, because they like in the game they show that you can make labels and stuff for your beer as well. So that'd be totally dope if they like had it and like they create that, they get you the bottle. I mean, you can buy the bottles, that's not an issue, but they make the label for you and they put it on there, and you can order it, or or
that's
like
the smart marketing, right?
They'll send you
the
they'll
beer
send it to you
made with the label you create.
Yeah, so like that'd be dope. Like, so basically, like they send you if you get that award or whatever, like you were talking about, yeah, they'll send you like a 6-pack or whatever, or maybe like a 4-pack, just something small. But you have the ability, if it truly is good, you can order more of your beer creation
with your logo,
with your logo
or
on
whatever.
It. Yeah,
that would be more. I would see value, like especially if, like I said, it would have to be one of those unique, like you've got to get the award. And I don't know how easy these awards are to get in the game, but and it would only be on the first beer you get the award for, right? The rest you can of course order. Like any of the recipes in the game, they should make the beer and have it available for people to purchase if they want to actually try it.
Right.
Like, and they should
Because
also
that's something I would definitely do, because I would like to try, like some of these different beers. Like it might be something that I'm not really keen to, so I'd like to give it a try.
yeah, and then you know what? I try it, I like it, and now I actually want to make it myself at home.
Yeah.
So I do see that there could be value in this game if they took it to that next level, so to speak.
Right.
By all means, game maker, if you're out there and somehow hearing this, unless you have proof that you already had this idea in the pipeline, we want our kickback
Right.
because
Give it to me.
But yeah, that's what I would do
Yeah.
if I was making this game. I would have all the recipes that are in the game. I would have had them, all these different alcohols or
Kinda
whatever,
made.
already made, ready
Yeah.
to sell. Because even if you don't win the award, but you want to taste, hey, how would this have actually turned out?
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, and all you got, and like literally, there are so many beer companies, like microbreweries, that you could team with that would be, I'm sure, thrilled to to be able to get their recipes in a game or something, and be able, like it could be, yeah, they make the label or whatever and they make the label, but it could be in congruent, what's the word I'm looking for?
Oh no, I'm just gonna let you keep going, please.
I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but basically you're working alongside this other company, and they put their name on it as well. So you can even hit them up, as well, and try some of their other stuff that's, on the market.
Yeah. I think we are geniuses, and that they should take our ideas and give
Yep.
us money for them.
That would be great. I'll take that cash money.
Absolutely. So, James, we here at Fat and Black, we absolutely love our Marvel films,
Oh, yeah.
our superhero films, if you will.
All day.
And we want to love the DC stuff, but it's just
So
it's not
dang hard.
It's so hard, and it's made even more hard when something that has been hyped for way too long to get excited for, and you're dealing with a nut job like this guy. This is Ezra Miller, for those of you that are just listening. And
we talked about this about a couple months ago, I think.
Yes, and I will make sure I try to do my best. Ezra Miller goes with they them pronouns.
Right.
So they are a nut job. I don't know how much people out there follow what is going on with this individual and grooming preteens, adolescents into adulthood, and taking them to their compound. However, James, you shared a story with me this evening. Please enlighten us.
So basically, for some reason, instead of they scrapped a Batgirl project. And I was reading an article a little bit earlier. I didn't read the whole thing, but one of the stars was basically like, it's saying it was too woke or something, but I was like, whatever. But in lieu of, you've canceled this movie, but you still want to put this movie out? Ezra went and talked with the producers of of DC. Apologies. Talked with the producers of DC, Warner Brothers execs, all that stuff, and was basically apologizing. And Warner Brothers is willing, because apparently this film has been doing really well in testing, to still push this film out. But in doing that, they've also pushed back, apparently, some of their other films that don't have so much controversy behind them. As Aquaman 2 is now being moved back.
because they've got a
apparently,
reshoot with the new.
right, because the whole Amber Heard thing. But also
Mhm.
that, never mind. There's controversy there. And then the sequel to Shazam, apparently, which I thought was actually coming sooner, they're saying now they're pushing back, which I'm like, wait, I just saw trailers for this. So
I mean, they may have to, because if this is getting delayed and maybe there's plot points that are necessary.
well, you know that DC doesn't have any plot points in anything that makes sense.
Well, okay. So to be fair,
Okay, that's not 100% true.
so I don't know if you heard about this, saw this, but DC, it was just announced, I think, in the last day or two. DC hired or is in talks with an individual, Dan Lin, to be their Kevin Feige. Do you know who Dan Lin is?
I'm not familiar with that name.
Producer of the Lego Movie,
Oh,
or the Lego Movie franchise.
oh, so he's
Uh,
wait. Are we talking about are we talking about like Lego Batman, the ones that have been in theaters? Or are we talking about the
I believe it's
short
pretty
ones?
much all of the Lego movies.
Oh, so even like the Lego Star Wars and stuff, or
Yes.
oh, okay,
Probably not the ones that Disney's.
Disney has, but yeah,
Yeah. Um,
probably not Disney
he
stuff, yeah, but
he was involved with the It films. He was producer on Disney's Aladdin. This guy Dan Lin has some bulk to a resume, I would say.
right.
But
Is it too little,
anyone in
too
any
late?
way, shape, or form trying to compare him to Kevin Feige,
You're
uh,
ridiculous.
yeah. Uh, we've got Rabbit Fido, also known as Angel, out there vomiting at the sight of Ezra Miller. Tyrus chiming in. I'm thinking the WB needs to keep Flash because it's a bigger part of the bigger picture. Honestly, they can just recast him, and it's them or they. Let's be clear, Tyrus. I agree. I think at this point, go back to reshoots, recast the character,
You've
recast the
already
part.
this movie's already been delayed. I mean, this movie should have come out way before even
It was originally slated for early 2022.
yeah, but it should have come out. It should have come out before
The
what was
first
it?
Justice League.
Yeah, the first it should have come out before that. It like Wonder Woman should have come out before that. Or no, Wonder Woman did come out before that. Aquaman should have come out before that. It's just like, yo, like you guys took a formula that Marvel created and you bastardized it. And
That's a nice way of putting it.
yeah, because all they did was in Batman vs Superman, they threw these like I didn't really know Wonder Woman was in it until I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, what? And then on top of that, you threw in these little the things with Amanda Waller. You throw these little things in there about Aquaman and the Flash and Cyborg, and I'm like, yo, what? Like, you can't just throw these in there and then be like, oh, we're gonna form a team. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Marvel took its sweet time, and we all know this. They took their sweet time and putting together each individual character, building each individual character, and then teaming them up. And that didn't even start off that great. That team up was almost doomed to fail until they started working together. So like this whole thing with like they're just throwing stuff together. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. These films, if they were going to do it, should have come out in some sort of order to bring them together. That's what should have happened, but they didn't do that.
Well, we can armchair quarterback all day.
That's true.
But
We don't. Yeah, right.
But where we are is today, and Ezra Miller is a nut job that really needs to get locked up. Is being sought for legal purposes for, and so the
And
fact
all and apparently, according to the story, all he really did was apologize and say that I'm sorry. They apologized, and they said it's they are claiming it's a mental health issue thing, which seems to be the catch-all for a lot of stuff today.
Well, if they have mental health issues, then they probably need to get that addressed,
Exactly.
um, rather than being allowed to hang out with minors
Well, no,
and
it's not even that, but it's just the fact.
robbing people, going into people's houses and stealing their alcohol. When I would imagine Ezra Miller has plenty of money, and if not, that's a different issue.
But the fact of the matter is that we shouldn't be. This shouldn't be. He shouldn't be, or they shouldn't be promoted in that way until this stuff is addressed. Like, because that paycheck, I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of residuals from ticket sales, all that kind of stuff that would go to them. And it's like, yo, what? Like, this shouldn't be supported.
No, it shouldn't. And I'll tell you right now, myself, I wanted to see this film. I won't watch it.
Yeah.
Just because I can't.
Unless it's cast, unless it's recast, unless it's and something changes, I won't support it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people leading a boycott or some crap like that. But
no,
I just
go see it if you want to see it, but I won't see it.
Yeah, I can't support when people are nut jobs. They need to be treated as nut jobs. When people are a danger to others, they need to be treated as such. And putting a film out with a person that is living that lifestyle of potentially harming others, grooming children in that way, they should be, not allowed to be in a,
especially a superhero film,
right.
Especially a superhero film that young people, I mean, all ages see superhero films, but especially like The Flash. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy The Flash. Like The Flash and the Flash Arrow universe that they had on CW was amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't watch all of it, but like the stuff that I did see was phenomenal. And
the best
so, like,
thing that DC and Warner Brothers could do right now, and I know that other people have said this, but I agree with it, is get Grant Gustin to play the Flash. He's already done it, and he's amazing at it.
He has a flat, and the fan base will follow him.
Yes,
that's all that you need to know. Like, that's it. Like,
DC sucks at their films, but some of those series were really good. League of Legends or Legends of Tomorrow was really good. Arrow was good.
We've talked about this stuff in I think nauseum almost to this point, that how we feel about DC, how we feel about Marvel. The TV shows have been pretty much phenomenal for the most part. The animation stuff, phenomenal for the most part. Their live action stuff has been a miss for me. Like, the only one,
the TV shows are live action.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. That's why I said the TV shows. I wasn't talking the movies. I'm sorry. The live action films, I should say, have been somewhat of a miss. I mean, yes, I enjoyed Wonder Woman. I've enjoyed Shazam. I enjoyed Aquaman. I enjoyed the new Batman. I didn't really care for Ben Batfleck, but overall, like, some of those films have been good, but not good enough to where they should be pushing this film.
So Terrace says, and I quote, "I'm going to see it. It was filmed prior to his issues, but I won't support anything further, and I watch it for continuity purposes." I can read about the movie and get the continuity. I don't need to see it. And there's a difference between it was filmed before the issues were made public versus when the issues began. And I'm fairly certain the issues began before filming started.
Mm-hmm.
He
just had more of a profile at that point, so he could probably. They had they had become bigger at that point, so gave them more accessibility to some of these things.
We here at Fat and Black support inclusionism. We try not to do anything in any way to offend anyone. Ultimately, we care about ourselves. So yeah, I don't have much more to say on this one, just because I'm just frankly annoyed with DC because of the way they handle situations, um,
Mhm,
and they just keep continuing to be a disappointment. Um,
mhm.
I yeah, and as we've discussed before, I was a DC fan before I was a Marvel fan. Significantly, I didn't become a Marvel fan until into like my 20s.
Oh, see, I like the first, like, I think we might have talked about this before too. The first comic books that I was introduced to were X-Men. Uh, like the around the time of the animated series, I became in I got into X-Men.
Yeah, and
And
I
so
loved X-Men as a kid. I loved Spider-Man in my teens
yeah.
when those films were coming out, but I didn't really become a true fan of Marvel Comics in
Oh, okay.
general
Until later.
until,
Okay.
like, in my 20s.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you think about it, like the DC is one of the old. I mean, pretty much is the oldest comic book company around. They started like Superman was one of the first characters that was widely available. So, and the fact that he's not in the Character Hall of Fame is blasphemy to me. But go back and listen to that episode before, from a couple weeks ago. But
Well,
yeah,
and to be clear, I mean, Superman was the first costumed superhero as we know it today. I mean,
right. Oh,
obviously,
okay.
you had like hero-esque comic type
Right.
characters before then, but the true first costume superhero, as we think of superheroes today, it was
Was
Superman.
yeah. So the fact that I mean, like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I love me some Batman. I do enjoy every once in a while some Superman stuff. I enjoyed the Justice League. Their cartoon, like Justice League Unlimited, amazing. But when it comes down to these films,
Just not you. You didn't enjoy Justice League the film, or even the Zack Snyder cut, right?
I haven't even watched the Zack Snyder cut. I did not enjoy Justice League,
Yeah,
the film.
don't waste like 4 hours of your life. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Oh, is it not? Okay.
No, no.
I heard it
Uh,
helps it make sense, but
No, no. I mean, it. I will give it credit in that it was better than the original piece of hot garbage that it is, but
should have broke that up into
it's
two films or something.
no, it shouldn't have been done to begin with.
Oh,
If Zack Snyder had said, "Here's my cut," and it was just a black screen, that would have been better.
yikes!
Um, and Tyrus, as wrong as he usually
Wait,
is,
Tyrus, and you didn't even like. How did you enjoy that, but you did not enjoy the new Batman? I don't
Tyrus says,
understand
"No
that.
way, Snyder cut was good."
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
no way, Snyder cut was good. So he's trying to correct me.
oh, yeah.
Just long. No, you're wrong, and that's okay. I forgive you, Tyrus. Uh, but again, you're one of those weird fanboys because you like the garbage, I guess. Because to sit here and try and tell me that Justice League Snyder Cut was good, but tell me that the Batman was bad, and now here comes the apologist and excuse
Oh,
maker. Tyra says, and I quote, "Dude, have respect. Snyder was going through the death of his daughter while filming it." Okay,
then you pull
I
out of the film. I'm
yep.
sorry.
And you say, "I got stuff to do."
Yeah,
You don't come back and put your name on another piece of garbage. And you know what? Like, it's
I
not a
feel
lack. It's
sorry. I
not
feel
a lack of
sorry.
respect issue.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Zack Snyder did not write the film. So I don't blame Zack Snyder for the garbage script he was given to create the film
Right.
off of. I blame him for choosing to try and make something of the garbage script. I,
Oh.
he tried to pull out, and he still got WB pregnant. Yeah, I get it, but I mean, I don't support
Oh,
abortion, but oh man,
Mark is on one tonight. No, but then the WB gave him crap. Then that's on him. Like he should have been like, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now, or something. But yeah, no,
So
I'm sorry.
James, just to share, I have moved on. I finished my
Okay,
first. I'm on to my second, the El Pato Loco,
okay.
the crazy duck, And
Fancy
this
now.
is by Abel Baker Brewing Company in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
It is Una Buena Cerveza Loca.
All right.
And we've talked about this one. I've had it before on the show.
Yeah.
So very delicious. It's like it's almost like a Tecate or Modelo kind of. Here we go, Tyrus, with some more.
Yo,
Blasphemy. I need to be on live to debate you all. Okay, you know what? This is going to be one of those times where I allow the show to go off the rails. And Tyrus, since you're there and you're available, I am going to go ahead and send you a link to our show to bring you on.
Come on. Let's go.
Now, remember, we do have the ability to cut your mic and cut you off at any time. So you're welcome to come on and try and debate us. But it's not a debate when I've got the loaded deck. So I have, and for those of you listening and watching around the world, I have given Tyrus a link to come on and discuss further if he would like to do as such. So we'll see if this show needs a new logo and we go from fat and black to fat and blacker. Or fatter and blacker, I guess, is really what it could be.
Yeah.
Because just the added weight coming in, you know. But we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let's should we give him a couple minutes or what? What do you?
Well, I don't want to like hold
No,
up
we don't want
the
to hold up the show,
from
right?
going forward.
All right.
So we'll continue on. And
if he joins in, we'll cut to that.
Yeah, my guess is he's probably like fixing his hair and like maybe putting on a shirt because he's probably sitting in a tank top or something.
Been lounging.
Bin lounging. Is that Osama bin lounging?
Wow.
Then Osama bin blew up. I'm telling you. So, folks, just to kind of put it out there,
Boy's tired today. Boy is done.
I have been talking for many hours today. I have been in, one of the things that I mentioned earlier at the top of the show was that there will be a special announcement. And maybe we're at that point where it's time to share some of that information. But
yeah, we might as well.
I was deep in negotiations and conversations today to get to a place where I could bring some of this information to you today. But yeah, I have been talking with multiple different people on different platforms for well over 6 hours before the start of this show. So I'm done. I'm over today. Tyrus claims that he's connecting his mic, but I haven't seen him show up into the room. So I don't know what his mic has to do with his camera. So or his ability to come. I think he's scared. He tried to be like, "Oh, bring me on," and he didn't think we'd actually do it. So all right, let's take a pause. Let's step away from this and so right now, some big news to share. So for those of you that don't know, 97 to Now Productions has, in essence, bought Fat and Black Connection. We have our overlords now that we report to, and they're taking on lots of fun projects. James was involved with one that they're doing. They're starting a show or a series of shows or podcasts, however you want to look at it, where they're taking short stories and bringing them to life, so to speak. Well, they at 97 to Now have signed on to take on another project, and we here at Fat and Blacker, because we're a part of the 97 to Now family, we get the fortunate ability to announce. It's not a world premiere because I can't give away too much information. But for those of you that are talented voice actors,
yes,
there will be a huge announcement coming out, likely sometime late next week. I'm thinking it's sounding like probably around Thursday,
Okay.
um, where there will be a huge casting call for auditions for voice actors.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I can tell you there are a ton of roles, different types of roles, different character voices. It sounds to me super intriguing, super interesting. Um, I I'm excited to be involved myself because I'll actually likely be involved from a casting perspective as a director. James,
Me too.
yeah, so we're getting to work with a lot of cool things, and I sent you the link in Facebook because I didn't want to put it publicly here in the chat. So go check your Facebook Messenger. Um, I I so yeah, James and I are going to be involved in this pretty deeply. 97 to Now is involved in this, but the casting call
They like
for
us a lot.
for some reason, I don't know why. I think they have way too much faith in us, and I'll take it. I appreciate it because I think we do something unique and
Yeah.
something interesting. But
Yeah.
be on the lookout because it is coming late next week. I'm thinking it's sounding like it's going to happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there. And so that's why I say Thursday. I'll split the difference.
Yeah, check our pages.
Yeah,
Check
we
our
will
pages.
we will
We'll put
post
out there.
it. We'll post it everywhere. So if you're an actor or if you're not, if you've got a unique voice, you know,
sound like this for some odd reason,
and you really want to get high and play the tune to Funky Town. We might be infringing on trademark. We got to be careful there.
oh yeah, careful.
So yes. And Tyrus is here we go. Tyrus is claiming that I didn't send him the link.
Well, now, just send it to him right now. Be on Messenger right now.
Boom! There it goes again.
2 times.
And from what I'm seeing on Facebook Messenger, it doesn't even look like he's online.
Oh,
so
is that it, huh? Oh, wise guy, yeah.
Yeah. And I think now is a good time for us to take a little moment to give Tyrus the opportunity to come on and listen to this.
Oh.
Imagine, if you will, that anything from the annals of time can be yours within the span of 7 to 14 business days.
That's where Murphy's Inc. comes in. We offer an unlimited selection of the most precious and exotic relics from our history. It can all be yours.
For a price. Yes, and something else here at Fat and Black that we work on and extremely support and endorse is the Murphy's Inc. show. So be on the lookout for that coming in the very near future. I will tell you, we, as you know, I've been working on the show since close to the beginning as an executive producer. And just this week, we got the first 3 scenes of episode 1 kind of fully produced out.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Y'all ought to be keeping up on that. I'm telling you, this is gonna be something special, bro.
Yeah, the guy and Tyrus has now sent me a video to my cell phone, showing me that he is on Messenger, and he's looking for a conversation from me, supposedly. I don't have a way to. I don't think I have a way to send. Let's see. Hold, please, James. Carry the show for a moment.
Oh yeah, no, but listen, y'all. Like, Murphy's Inc. is gonna be something special. The gentleman that we have helping us put put the final touches on this thing. Worked on Secrets of Heritage House, which we've talked about multiple times. That Mark was involved with, I was involved with, his wife was involved with, Tyrus was involved with. So all of us were kind of involved in Secrets of Heritage House somehow, and Murphy's Inc. It's sounding amazing. So definitely keep your eyes open for that. It's coming soon, and we are super excited about that.
Yes, and evidently Tyrus has it appears as two different profiles on Facebook. One of which, when you click on it, links to his Instagram. So I was sending it there, but I did now send it to his correct actual Facebook.
Okay.
So, and he's still not here.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah. Okay. Let's move on while we wait for him.
Okay. I guess I may have spoken too soon. So
is he
let's
here?
bring him in. We've got,
hello, Tyrus.
welcome to Fatter and Blacker.
Yes.
This is Tyrus. Can you give us a hello? We want to make sure we can hear you. Oh, his mic doesn't work. Oh no.
Did you mute him, Mark?
No, I don't have him muted.
I thought you may.
He is shaking his head. I'll bet his mic works, and he's just this is his half-hearted way of not copying out. Nope, still can't hear you. This is live and interactive, so this does happen on live
every once in a while.
So
no,
I guess
if you're trying to say we can't hear you yet.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
Okay.
So
yeah, let's just move on to let's talk about what our next.
Okay, so we were talking about DC and how terrible they are, and Warner Brothers, their parent company, how terrible they are. Let's contrast, if you will, and talk about Marvel and their parent company, Disney, and how good they are with working with their product. And just released via images in the last day or two. If you hang a right and head over to California Adventure down in Anaheim, you can check out this bench from She-Hulk.
Oh, so good.
We're going to talk about
the Avengers campus is constantly evolving now. I mean, apparently. And I just read this today. Apparently, Moon Knight's running around. Captain Marvel's or Miss Marvel's running around.
Captain Britain.
Yeah. So a lot of these characters that we've seen from What If to
or from Doctor Strange 2.
Doctor Strange 2. Yeah. America. Whatever. What's her last name? Chavez is there as well. So a lot of these characters are still are constantly appearing, and so this is so good. Yes. I hope they need to expand that. I'm sorry, the campus needs to expand at this point.
I think what I will say is I almost wish they had never done the campus where they did it, because it is hard to expand, right? Especially and we've talked about it here on this show that they are looking to expand the parks down in Anaheim. And so the only thing that I could see that would make sense, and we've talked about this as well, is if they do expand the section for California Adventure and they just build a completely different area, like a Wakanda area, because you've got the Avengers campus and then you've got Wakanda, or you've got the Avengers campus and then another area of Marvel Universe can be its own place. It couldn't be an extension of the Avengers.
It can't be, because I mean, if they put it in a different spot, that would be awesome, and definitely a Wakanda in a different spot would be awesome. I think, and we did talk about this. That was almost a year ago, I think, almost now, right?
Yeah. You know what I would love to see at this point, especially since it's not a spoiler anymore? I would love it to see a hybrid area of Wakanda and Atlantis.
Oh, I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I think
that could be money.
That could be a lot of fun. And Tyrus, just so you know, I can still see you. So if you think your mic is working and you want me to try and bring you in, I'm happy to do so. Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. He's giving me a middle finger, but I'll take it. Let's see. Tyrus, are you there?
I know I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I can't either. So I just see your head and your like a South Park Canadian. Your head's flapping, but I don't hear anything. Yeah, you can point to the microphone. That's cool.
We can't. No,
I don't have you turned off. Here, I'm gonna kick you out. You try and come back. Let's see what happens. So he's gone. I have removed him from the show. He can try and come back.
So,
but
so the number that you see on that bench, you can actually call. Yeah, you can call said number and be connected to Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I called it. I found out about this earlier this week. It was, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. I heard that I saw the number on an image that Disney released, and I was like, I got to call it. And so I did. And it's a pre-recorded thing, and it's funny. It's cute. It ties into the show and the premise. So, I love that Disney does these little hat tip things. Or somewhere in the episode, there will be a QR code. And if you scan that QR code, you get a free comic on the Marvel comic reader.
Yeah. So I think this is another phenomenal thing Disney just does to bring you into that world. And they do such a good job. Oh my God.
Yeah. And you don't see this with, Warner Brothers and Six Flags and the products that they do with DC.
Yeah.
You don't see the expanding universe. You don't see it's a hot pile of garbage where it doesn't know what it wants to do or be. It's just all over the place. Just like the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. And since Tyrus isn't here to try and debate me, I guess, does that mean I won?
You know what? For all intents and purposes right now, yes.
Oh, he's back. Should we give him another try?
Yeah, let's give him another try.
All right, let's give him one last try, shall we?
Tyrus, try. There he is.
Oh my!
There he is.
Okay, so
all right.
So James, are you going to moderate, or how is this going to work?
Oh my God!
You know what? Let's Tyrus.
Yes, sir.
Opening statement, please.
Yes,
go ahead.
Please make your opening statement.
And keep it clean. We do have little ones watching.
This is going to be fun. Okay.
No. Listen. I will interject if I must, but for the most part, I'm gonna leave this between the two of you.
Okay.
And I want to be clear really briefly that Tyrus has had the last 15-20 minutes to prep notes while I've been hosting a show. So
I've been spending the last 15-20 minutes trying to get this microphone to work. Give me a break.
Understandable. So look, let's go ahead and Tyrus, please give us your opening statement, sir.
First of all, The Batman was trash. I'm sorry, guys. It was boring. It played the same, just mind-numbing melody over and over and over again, and I just can't take Robert Pattinson seriously as Batman. I can't.
Okay,
I can't.
So
he wants to debate both of us.
You'll throw down that Robert Pattinson, of course, who was not my first choice. If there was a choice for Batman, he definitely would be my first choice. But
he was worse than Ben Affleck, I guess.
No, he was way better than Ben Affleck. Let's go.
I agree, first. But clearly Tyrus, who's a fanboy of Justice League,
obviously, I think this movie took Batman into a direction that is manageable and can work for multiple years without having to recast him. And that's what I believe they did with this Batman, making the Riddler into a character who pretty much everybody thinks is a joke, who actually made him somewhat of a challenge, who introduced us to a Joker that I don't think we've ever. I mean, I don't think it's going to be Heath Ledger legendary, but could be on its own level of legendary Jokers. This Batman can continue, I believe, for a while, whereas the others.
I think. Was that your opening statement? Because
I'm sorry.
Now, look, you're looking at the longevity of it, and I'm looking at. I'm a Batman guy, and granted, I did not like Ben Affleck either. However, Robert Pattinson did not embrace Bruce Wayne like I thought he should have. I didn't. I look at him and I did not see Bruce Wayne whatsoever. Now, when I look at Ben Affleck and his portrayal of Bruce Wayne, I did see him embody Bruce Wayne better than him, in my opinion.
But Tyrus,
he just name dropped his own show. Good for you, Tyrus.
But
no, I did.
But I must say this though, is that also this is at a point. And this was made clear that this Batman has only been doing this for about 2 years at this point. So he's still very new.
To be clear, Ben Affleck is old.
He's still very new, but if you do understand your Batman lore, he spent how long training in various martial arts? He should be built and yoked. He took his costume off and he was still a stick figure. And I'm sorry, dude, I'm a big dude. If I get hit with one round from an AK, even though I got body armor on, I'm hitting the ground. This guy was walking through it like someone was throwing dust at him. You know what I mean? That's bad writing though. I'll leave that to bad writing.
But you're gonna stick up for the Zack Snyder Justice.
Now listen.
I love the inconsistency.
No. I did not say that Justice League was an amazing movie. It was good, but it was not an amazing movie.
Hold on. Let me pull up your quote because I was bashing it, and you said, "No way, Snyder Cut was good, just long." That's your direct quote.
I did not say it was amazing. I said it was good. Now,
and you're still wrong.
Understand. Listen.
If you said it was a film.
Listen.
That was long.
You're running into a movie franchise that was supposed to be more than one movie, first of all, and he was dealing with his daughter's suicide at the point, and he tried to bow out, of which the studio would not let him, and they threw all kinds of heat at him until finally they said, you know what, he's dragging his feet. And they finally said, you know what, just get out of here. They brought in Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon destroyed the whole franchise. He destroyed everything that was done.
Which he almost did with Avengers 2, Age of Ultron.
And then you have the it now coming out from the actors in the movie that Joss Whedon was being extremely unprofessional. Now, when you're doing that kind of stuff, you have a lot of disgruntled actors. They're not going to put out their best work. And now when Snyder finally got the money to do when HBO paid him to go ahead and do his cut, the movie, to me, I saw the potential, like the whole what vaguely things that we knew about Steppenwolf, aside from what's in the comics, but from what we're supposed to see in the movie. All the background with Steppenwolf came forward. And I'm like, okay, now this makes sense. And the way Steppenwolf died, when Superman rolled up and stopped him from who was he trying to kill? Cyborg. And in the Joss Whedon cut, Wonder Woman jumps up with her sword and breaks his axe. And that was it. But in the Snyder cut, she jumps up and chops his head off right when the boom portal opens and you see what we all wanted to see, Darkseid sitting right there with his head rolling in, and he steps on his foot. He puts his foot on his head, and he's like, okay, I see what's up. That is what I'm waiting for. But, of course, it's been canceled, so we're not going to see anything from Darkseid. But that is what I was really, really, really waiting for. That made me jump out of my seat because Darkseid over Thanos any day. I don't care what anyone says. Comic book and animation wise, I didn't say anything about the movie because we've seen nothing from Darkseid in the movies. But I've always been a Darkseid over Thanos.
I can kind of roll with you on that.
I've always been Darkseid over Thanos, but still,
Thanos in MCU versus Dark Side Comics.
Well, they're equivalent.
Well, and I wasn't sure if you were referring to character story or if you were referring to like in a battle against between the two who would win, or I wasn't sure because Thanos without the gauntlet, then I would give it to Darkseid, but Thanos with the gauntlet, it's over. But if we're talking about written, yeah, I think Thanos has been poorly done throughout Marvel Comics, but I think in the MCU they did an amazing job with Thanos.
Oh, they did, and I'm not gonna try to compare DC to Marvel because Marvel just blows that out the water completely. But I am not gonna sit there and say, okay, we can agree to disagree on the Batman because there's a lot of give and take. Because I think Colin Farrell was amazing.
But you know what's funny is that Danny DeVito actually just came out and said that his version of the Penguin was better than Colin Farrell's.
Oh no,
which
two different genres.
Cases, yeah, it's two different. That's two different Penguins and two completely different films. One that was really fantasy based for Danny DeVito.
That's Tim Burton. Dude.
Yeah, that's really fantasy based towards the kind of real gritty version that Colin Farrell did in the Batman, which honestly I didn't even realize was him until the credits rolled.
I mean, come on, Zoe Kravitz, bro.
Yo,
I'm gonna give you that. But I just think the movie was boring. It was boring.
Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
And
film.
I did not enjoy, the sparkling vampire playing Bruce Wayne. Okay. I didn't enjoy him.
I'm gonna let you have that.
He's as Batman, he was a lot less stiff than Ben Affleck. I'll give you that. But Ben Affleck played
Christian Bale.
Bruce Wayne.
Like he's no Christian Bale Batman. Like I'll put that out there right now.
Two different Batmans though.
I'm give or take on Christian Bale because Christian Bale is a phenomenal actor, but as a person, he's just a real a-hole. So,
yeah, but at least he's not Ezra Miller.
I go there too.
Okay, we'll go there. I'm going to watch it for the fact that I think it's a piece of a bigger picture. Like I said earlier, everything was done before all this stuff happened, and I understand.
Before all this stuff was reported. He's been grooming the kid for like 5 years. Let's be clear.
So? You think so? He's really been grooming her that long?
Yes.
I thought he was just messing around with her for like
that has been reported. I mean, obviously, I can't speak to, but they have been grooming the minor. Well, no longer a minor since the minor was like 13, which was about 5 years ago. So, this has been going on. It just was not widely known and publicized until recently. So
I just can't support his work any further, but
their work.
Yeah, I'm over all that stuff, man.
Tyrus does not speak for Fat and Black Connection. We here at Fat and Black Connection support inclusiveness.
Oh my God.
Roasted.
When it comes down to certain things, like if someone transgender says call me ma'am, I'm gonna call her ma'am. That's just it.
Well, but Ezra Miller has requested to be called they them.
Ezra Miller is also off his rocker, so I can't take him seriously anyways.
And with that, I'm going to have to let you go. We here at Fat Black Connection do not support the words.
Dang! Straight up.
Tyrus, we here at Fat and Black fully support inclusiveness and understanding, and ultimately we only care about ourselves.
Wow.
So, anyways,
dang.
Like I said, the bully pulpit is a fantastic thing. You have, and the best part for me is that Tyrus is still there, and I can still see him down in the little window, it's like shaking his head.
It's great.
Well, and
That's great.
we were going to move on, and we're going to talk about She-Hulk here in a minute, and he probably hasn't watched the new episode yet. And then we're going to talk about the Norwegian cruise line, which maybe we could bring him back in for that, since he is an insider and has some knowledge if he sticks around. But we've got Kenneth, the Kentucky fam, checking in. Right on. Welcome to the show, Kenneth. Thumbs up. Love it.
Hello, brother.
That's what I want to know. Is the brother, what's up, brother? Or is it a hello, brother? Like if we're going wrestling.
Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
Listen
or
here,
Macho
brother.
Man. Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
So, James, let's talk about She-Hulk.
Yes.
And we recently talked about episode 1.
Right.
And episode 2 dropped.
Yes.
And man, I gotta say, this show continues to impress.
I'm telling you.
It was I'm hooked. I'm disappointed that this show, when we heard that the Daredevil show that's going to be coming out in the near future has been signed for 18 episodes, which will be the longest series so far of Marvel Disney Plus. Knowing that this show is not going to, I think if I remember correctly, this show is, I think, 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
If they do not introduce Daredevil in this series somehow.
Oh, they are. That's already.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That's not a spoiler. Anybody who's seen a trailer, Daredevil will be introduced in this series. Good. I actually thought, and you know what? Let's talk about the episode.
Yeah, let's do that,
because I thought we might get him in this episode.
I see what you're saying.
So the episode kind of picks up from where episode 1. Kenneth did confirm. What's up, brother? Thank you, Kenneth. Welcome to the show. Just in case if you've never watched this before, this is a live interactive show. We will read your comments, bring you, if you have something interesting you want to share, please bring it in. So the show starts off, picks up where the last episode ended. Jennifer is, celebrating kind of a success of what she thought in that she saved. Yeah, she thought it was a win. She saved this jury. So they head to the Legalese bar, and I love that name.
Yeah, that was great.
And as they're walking in this image, if you're watching, you can hear they're chanting She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
And so, of course, Jennifer does transform into She-Hulk and makes her grand entrance.
That was with some persuading from her
paralegal.
Her paralegal, yeah.
And proceeds to drink quite heavily. And I loved this moment where she's drinking quite heavily, and her boss comes over to talk to her and is like, could you turn back to Jennifer? And she does. And she
drops straight to the floor.
Yeah, because She-Hulk has the ability to metabolize the alcohol very quickly. It doesn't really affect her. But Jennifer Walters, on the other hand, not so much.
Not so much.
So they proceed to have a conversation. The boss informs her, "Hey, we actually didn't win because the other side got the case thrown out for a mistrial because they felt that the jury might have been swayed by your antics," and then proceeds to fire her.
Yo, I was like, "Huh? How does this work?"
Yeah, that was a hard hit to start the episode. I was just like, man, from this high of She-Hulk to "you're fired." Man, that kind of sucked. And one of the best scenes for me of the episode happened not there long after, where Jennifer, unfortunately, has to go to a family dinner after having just been fired. And the best part of this scene, though, is the introduction of her father, played by the great, I believe is it Michael Lynn-Baker, also known as cousin Larry Appleton from Perfect Strangers.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Mark Lynn-Baker. I was close.
Yeah.
I love him. He's done some Broadway stuff. He was in the revival of Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, and I think he's an extremely talented individual that is way underutilized. So getting to see him, I also was surprised at how old he's gotten. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I get it. Like, he was Cousin Larry in the '80s, but still,
Yeah.
like, he looked old. But
I mean,
ultimately,
they could have done some makeup stuff with him too.
yeah. But ultimately, this was a classic family scene with clearly you've got, somebody here is related because there's two adult, older couples, and
Her younger
two.
brother.
No,
You got
that's not her.
fired.
I don't think that's her brother. I think that's her cousin.
Oh, is that her cousin?
Yeah, I think that's her cousin, and I'm wondering if that's like, is that Bruce Banner's brother? I don't know, because as we know, Bruce Banner is her cousin as well. But I don't,
Right.
because I think we have two couples, two family couples. There's a brother-in-law and a sister-in-law, or something going on here, right? But ultimately, the younger male is bragging that he's got a job, even
Yeah.
though
It's not a great. It's.
oh, he got promoted to the manager
Yeah.
at the Best Buy. That's right. And it was a classic comedy, like almost sitcom feel. And then we have this moment where the father, says, "Hey, can you come over here with me? I've got some things I need you to do." And they have that good father-daughter moment of bonding, and it was nice because it was unexpected for me. I was expecting him to like probably start having her do some chores around the house or something. And so we fast forward a little bit into the episode, and we have this moment where she's back at a bar and she gets a job offer from the opposing lawyer team that didn't beat her, but that had the case thrown out, because they were so impressed with her original closing statement, and they were like, "You had a winning case. You were going to beat us if that hadn't happened. Come work for me." And of course, she's super stoked. She now has a job. She walks into the new office, and as
ultimatum.
as she's walking in, she receives an ultimatum. Hey, well, first she receives the notification that we want you to head up our basically superhero legal department, where and whenever you're working or in the public representing us, you will be She-Hulk. And obviously it's that double-edged blade where she's not happy about having these powers now, and so she's certainly not happy about having to be She-Hulk for her job, but she also recognizes it's a job. And then she sees her office, which is a corner office in a high-rise building.
Stupid nice.
Yes. And then of course, in this image, we see one of her soon-to-be coworkers bringing her a nice little gift basket.
Yes, that was awesome. My favorite part of that was the card, the map to where to poop.
Yes. Here's a map to the best bathroom to poop in. And both of the women in the scene are like, "Thank you." I loved it. Great toilet humor. Get it? Toilet humor. We fast forward a little bit to a meeting with She-Hulk Jennifer and her new boss to find out what the first case she's going to be taking on will be.
Oh, not just anybody. That's not just any case.
No, not just any case, and not just anyone, but the amazing Tim Roth, also known as Emil Blonsky, also known as
AKA
Abomination.
Yes.
Also known as the guy who tried to kill her cousin.
Right. But she was like, "Yo, I can't do this. Like, it's a was it
a conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest. He tried to kill my cousin. Oh, I don't care. He requested you, and so she went and talked with him, and
he's reformed. He's changed. He's written haikus.
Yes, and that is when they go back to Bruce Banner. She calls him to let him know, hey, like, she's he basically was like, you were gonna take this case regardless. You were just calling to let me know.
You're calling to tell me. You're not calling to ask me if it's okay.
Yeah. But when they poked so much fun at the Hulk through like the MCU history.
Yes, when Bruce Banner or Smart Hulk, Smoke, if you will, goes along to say, you know, that was like a lifetime ago. I'm a completely different person now, literally. And then Jennifer Walters breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, and laughs. Yeah,
so good. So good, yes.
And spoiler for those of you who maybe haven't been following the MCU for the last 5,000 years. The original Hulk was played by Edward Norton in one film, and then in Avengers we got Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
So it was a hat tip. It was nice.
Very much so.
I literally was laughing out loud. I loved that moment. And
it was absolutely one of the greatest moments because they've never actually addressed that issue until right now, which was perfect.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that they also addressed in the last episode, and I don't know if you picked up on it, that I absolutely loved was when they more or less made fun of Josh Whedon for the lullaby with Hulk and how that helped.
Oh yeah, for some reason there was this whole lullaby thing. For some reason, I don't know. It's a long story
and the reason that that's a whole kind of inside joke is that Josh Whedon came up with that out of nowhere. It didn't exist anywhere in documents or scripts.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Josh Whedon came up with that.
Oh, wow.
And yes, Mark Ruffalo was the third film Hulk.
Yes, but the first one we don't talk about the first one. The Eric Bana one was garbage.
The first one was not. Yes, Eric Bana was not done by Marvel. That was done by was that Paramount?
I want to say it was Fox.
No, it's not Fox.
Was it not Fox? It was Paramount.
No, I believe it was Paramount.
Yeah, that's right.
And Marvel Studios didn't exist at that time. So that does not exist within the MCU.
Garbage.
Sorry, Tyrus.
Yeah, and he like grew,
and he's laughing in his chair, throwing his hands up.
He grew,
again, flipping me off. So
that was ridiculous. That he like grew to the size of skyscrapers. I was like, what is this? What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we know, with Hulk's rage, he can grow bigger, but not that big.
Yeah.
Getting back on track though.
Yeah,
so ultimately, you know, Tyrus throws us off the rails. So ultimately, she has this conversation with Bruce, and she calls her boss to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take the case. Yeah. Let's do this. And he's like, well, that's great to hear. Why don't you turn on your TV and I'll see you on Monday?
Yeah.
And she turns on the TV to find out that Abomination or Emil Blonsky has been reported as breaking out of the prison he was in and has been seen in underground fights, and cut to scene from Shang-Chi fighting Wong in the underground fights.
No, that was an Abomination and Wong fighting in the underground fights.
Yes, isn't that what I said?
No, you said Shang-Chi.
Yes, in Shang-Chi, the film.
You said in Shang-Chi, but you said he was fighting Shang-Chi, but he wasn't actually fighting Shang-Chi. He was fighting Wong. But yeah, regardless, that is an issue in itself because now she has to try. So this also goes back to what we talked about the other day when I said that they've put the timeline of Marvel films on Disney Plus.
And you didn't understand why this was before Miss Marvel.
Right. And I was trying to figure out, I was like, why is this before Miss Marvel? This doesn't make any sense. But now it actually makes perfect sense.
Yes. Now we know when this film is taking place.
This episode clarified my questions because this episode wasn't out when I first saw that timeline. So
yeah. So episode 1 clearly before the events of Shang-Chi, and episode 2 during the events of Shang-Chi.
Exactly. So we are getting a whole new thing, and this is oh man, I'm so excited.
This is the beauty of Marvel and their story building and their world building, their universe building, that DC sorely lacks. That
sorely.
And just I have to go back to the hot piece of trash that was Justice League, and then the more piece of trash that was the Snyder Cut. But moving on, Marvel then released this magazine, if you will. It's meant to be, you know, obviously a parody of a magazine you might get at a lawyer's office, Superior Law or Super Law.
Super law.
With again, there's that phone number 1-877 She-Hulk to set up a consultation today.
Oh, is that
And-
dating as a 6'7" Hulk with not so average 9 to 5?
Yes. So obviously we're going to
That's good.
we're going to get here in the next couple episodes, because it's been teased in the trailers and everything.
Yes.
We're going to see her dating or going out on some dates as She-Hulk, and so this is kind of alluding to that.
I like these articles. She-Hulk smash. If only my cases were that easy.
Smashing stereotypes. She's more than a Hulk.
Yeah. But defending Emil Blonsky? This man tried to kill my cousin. That's
Mhm.
great. This is all just stuff from.
What to do when accidentally causing mass destruction.
Oh, there you go.
Or down here, the main article.
She's in the
Famous
era of
LA law
green.
firm ushers in an era of green. Say goodbye to anonymity. How the She-Hulk became the face of GLK&H's new superhuman law division.
This is so great. This is so great.
Yeah, I love this kind of stuff that they do. I love Marvel.
Oh man. Once Marvel got that Disney money, once they got that Disney money, it was a game over. It was game over at that point, bro.
Yes, agreed, 100%. So I'm loving this show, and it's nice because Tyra says that's a National Enquirer cover. I'm loving this show. I feel like it just keeps getting better and better, and I feel like we've been saying that for a
Well,
long
all
time
these
now,
shows.
because you know, Hawkeye, I did not feel this way, but then we had Moon Knight, and it was so good, and then we had Miss Marvel, and it was so good.
Hawkeye was to get. I think literally Hawkeye was one just to get what's it, Jeremy Renner a show, because he hasn't really had his own thing.
Well, he was the only one of the 6 at that point.
Yeah, and so I think that they needed to give him a little. They gave him a little nod. Introduced a new Hawkeye to us. Introduced Echo. It brought back Kingpin. Oh, that was the best part. So that was. I think that's what that was. That was like, we're giving him something to kind of wrap his character up a little bit.
But they didn't kill him.
No, I know that they didn't kill him, but just kind of wrap his character up. But
no, there's probably going to be a Hawkeye season 2, from what I'm hearing.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then that's fine. But well, I mean, we'll see. But very much to introduce us to a couple new characters, bring back an old character from the Netflix series that we didn't know what was going on there. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for what's coming.
Yeah, they're just killing it on the regular.
All day.
All right, let's switch gears and something we talk about. And luckily, our dam hasn't checked in tonight, so he won't be tuning out now. Let's talk about our upcoming Alaskan cruise. And I want to bring in a cruise specialist, if you will. He is one of the ones that helped us put this cruise together.
Hey, while you're doing that, I need to take a break real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. That's also known as he got to go pee. So let's go ahead and bring this guy in. He's been here before. His name's Tyrus. Welcome to the show.
I am back. I will behave.
Thank you. Well, we here at Fat and Black Connection all recognize ourselves as he, him. So please abide by our pronouns. So let's
disrespect. If I miss it, it was an accident and I didn't mean it.
Let's talk about our upcoming Alaskan cruise.
Let's do this.
So we'll bring James in when he gets back, and then it will truly be the Fatter and Blacker. But for now, it's just Fat and Black Light, if you will.
Nah, I'm bigger than both of y'all, man. Come on.
Well, I mean, so we've got a cruise coming up in April of 2023, that you and I are considered the cruise leaders, if you will.
Yes, sir.
And you and I, we talked about kind of trying to do this thing, put it together, and we did. We've put a group together. We have almost 50 people. I think we have 21 rooms, if I remember correctly, and almost 50 people in total that have signed up to be on this cruise with the Fat and Black Connection, with, in my opinion, with speaking of which, since we've got you here, how is your show doing, Tyrus?
My show is hung up pretty much.
Is it on hiatus or it's done?
It's on an indefinite hiatus, put it that way. It was I use the same system that you use with Restream and everything else, and like I've told you in private before, we cover a lot of the same subjects that you cover, but I also dabble into like anime and stuff like that, and more into video games and stuff. So I wouldn't really call us competition.
I never considered you competition. So don't worry.
No, shut up. You know what I mean. But I've always given you guys love on my show, and you guys have given me love on your show in the past as well. But the other two guys that I had on the show, they have their own walks of life and what they do in their own careers and stuff, and I'm the kind of person that says, if we're gonna do this show, we need a level of commitment. And if
I keep hoping someday I'll get that from James. So
James is consistently enough in the show, so I'm not gonna complain.
Yes, James is here for every episode. That's true.
My problem is getting people to show up, on time, on schedule. So
don't talk to me about on time. On schedule, okay, but on time, if I can get James to show up on time.
Now to be fair, I've shown up a number of times on time. Tonight I was early tonight, so just so we're clear, I was early tonight.
Well, it's just it's a lot easier when you have more than one person on the show while you're trying to control everything, like what Mark does. You see how when I went off the rails there, Mark was, quick to edit and cut. So, it's a lot easier and it's a lot more fun when you have more than one person doing all that. So until I get that level of commitment, I may readdress the show a little later. I may change some things. As for now, we're on hiatus.
Well, from what we've heard, 97 to Now Productions is always looking for new, fresh content. So, by all means, if you've got a show you want to put together and get produced by 97 to Now Productions, let us know. We can get you in contact with them. They're good friends of ours. All day. And I did invoke the name.
Oh, is that what we invoked the name now if the logo shows up?
I love it.
Yes. They're very proud of their creative control.
For those of you that did not see that or are listening to this show, there's big 97 and Now thing just shot right across the screen, guys.
Yes. Don't invoke their name every time you say it. It just.
Oh my God. I gotta take a shot, guys.
Please enjoy your Cabo Wabo.
I'm Cabo Wabo straight from the source, guys.
We here at Fat and Black Connection do not support Cabo Wabo and are not paid by Cabo Wabo to support Cabo Wabo. Cabo Wabo.
But if you want to throw us some love, we'll take it.
We'd love some Cabo Wabo money. Sammy Hagar's tequila, by the way.
Yes.
I believe he sold it.
Oh, did he?
Oh, did he?
I mean,
it's still good. I don't buy it here in the U.S. I buy it when I'm in Cabo. It tastes completely different.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Do they? Do they sell Cabo Wabo at the cantinas in South Lake?
I mean, you can. There's a Cabo Wabo restaurant bar
in Reno.
I don't think there's one in Reno.
Tahoe.
I know there's
Tahoe.
One in Tahoe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's South Lake.
Yeah.
I'm sure I guess they would have it. Have to have it there. Huh?
It just tastes completely different. Believe I can't explain it. I tried Cabo
You don't
Wabo
need to,
here in the
because
US.
I totally understand how different liquors taste different anywhere you go. Like apparently, Fireball in Europe tastes completely different than Fireball here.
A lot of it has to do with the water it's made with.
Well, it also has to do with there's the legal amount of antifreeze in the Fireball here.
Let me put it to you like this. A lot of the stuff that I have here at the house, I have bought on a cruise ship.
Hey, that's a great segue.
What?
Let's talk about.
You see how we did that?
I like it. I like it.
So let's talk about
Triforce.
our upcoming very, very soon. As a matter of fact, we're talking about less than 8 months at this point from our Alaskan cruise aboard the Norwegian cruise line Bliss. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up some imagery, if you will. This is directly from the NCL webpage.
Cruise.
And so let's just give a brief oversight of the cruise. It's a 7-day cruise on the Norwegian Bliss. It's going to the title of the cruise is the Alaska, Glacier Bay, Skagway, and Juneau. And the prices are still phenomenal right now. If you have the opportunity to get in. If you're getting a ocean view room or higher and you join our group, you're guaranteed to get an additional 5% off whatever the prices are right now. Unfortunately, we're getting closer, so it went from 10% for those who signed up before. It's now down to 5%. But you'll also get additional perks and benefits for joining our group, such as if you weren't already getting the beverage package, you can get that. If you don't already have a photo package, you can get that. Yeah, there are still additional perks on extra money of onboard ship credit. You can get that. So there are a ton of perks and benefits for joining our group. If you're interested, we've got a private group. We're happy to add you to. Hit us up on our page.
By all means,
or DM us.
Yes.
Right now, prices are still phenomenal, and we'll look at those in a minute. And they're still offering currently 40% off cruises, free airfare for the second person, free for the third and fourth person in your room. So if you've got a posse of 3 or 4 of you, and you want to split some costs, the third and fourth person, you're only paying for tips and gratuity and stuff like that.
If for a Norwegian cruise, this is a steal. Just putting it out there.
Absolutely. So it's 7 days, 5 ports, one amazing vacation. So the way the cruise kind of looks, because obviously we recognize not everybody's watching right now. Some of you are just listening. So we're going to depart from Seattle on Sunday and head into Juneau, Alaska on Monday, Skagway, Alaska on Tuesday, cruise around Glacier Bay Wednesday, head into Ketchikan on Thursday, and then on Friday we cruise to Victoria, British Columbia, and then on Saturday we're back in Seattle to disembark. So it's going to be a nice cruise. You know, you've got an average temperature, throughout the cruise of anywhere between, 43 to 59 in Seattle. In the different locales, the low looks like it's around 33, 34. So it's going to be
dress warm, people.
For Alaska, it's going to be decent weather.
Yeah.
There is the very remote possibility we might even get to see some northern lights because of the time of year we're going.
I so hope we get to see that.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So talking about the prices, so the specific dates that we're looking at going is April 15th through April 22nd. And right now, if you decided to get an inside, let's say you've been on a cruise before, you don't care. I don't need to see the water. I just want to be on the ship. I want to enjoy the food and drinks, and I'll hang out up above. If you don't care, right now you can get an inside room for $519 per person, and that's assuming 2 people in the room. That is amazing. You're talking about for a 7-day cruise.
Yes.
If you didn't want to do anything else, you didn't want to do excursions or any of that kind of stuff, you're talking about less than $1,200 for 2 people.
That's less than a trip to Disney World.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you don't have to do an excursion to have an amazing time.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
just put it there, just put it out there like that. There's so much to do on the ship as well, aside from walking around, out in town if you wanted to. So
Well, yeah, and also to be clear, right now, part of what they're also offering, if you sign up sooner than later, is free unlimited open bar. Obviously, that's the lower bar
Low end,
option,
yeah.
but lower option is still
Amazing.
good alcohols. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're a whiskey drinker, that's Jack Daniels. It's not some well whiskey. They're also offering free excursions. So what that means is $50 credit per port. They're offering specialty dining, so 2 food credits, and they're also offering free Wi-Fi. So a
Which
Wi-Fi
we also need to discuss when we're gonna go. We have to have one of these meals together.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And we'll get that organized.
Yeah.
We'll get that scheduled because I know for me, for example, on the day of my birthday, because my birthday happens while we're on this cruise, I plan to be eating at the steakhouse.
There you go.
I was just gonna say that we need a fat and black night at Cagney's, man.
Yeah, that's
Yes, sir.
that is going to
Awesome.
happen. But
Cool.
yeah, I mean, on the higher end, if you want to spend some more money, I mean, a balcony right now is as low as $1,119 per person. So again, your entire trip less than $2,500.
Yes.
That's huge. Especially again for a 7-day cruise to Alaska, all your drinks, some food credits, so you can eat at some of the nicer restaurants instead of just eating. And even I shouldn't say the nicer restaurants because we have done a deep dive here at Fat and Black. We've done a deep dive on the different restaurants.
Go back and look at those episodes because we talked about all the restaurants. We've hit all
the
the
free
restaurants.
ones,
We've
the included
hit
ones, and the specialty ones.
Yeah, we've hit, and we also talked about the drink packages. So, like, definitely, like, go back, check out those episodes. You know what, Mark? If we can, I think maybe we should I think you put those up separately, didn't you?
Elaborate.
I think didn't you cut those out of the episode and put them on their own?
Yeah, if you head over to our YouTube channel, that's the easiest way to check those out.
Yeah,
head over
They're
there.
So check them out.
Yeah, you can they're some of them are short, some of them are 20 minutes, some of them are a little bit longer because we do a little bit more conversating on the stuff. But yeah, it's there. Go check out. There's lots of content. So one of the things we were going to do today is a deep dive on the shore excursions for Victoria, British Columbia.
It's the only one we haven't hit yet, people.
Yes, on past episodes, we have done a deep dive on some of these other locales. But this is the last stop on the cruise, Victoria, British Columbia. So let's talk about the shore excursions that are available. So I've tried to do my best to make sure that the only shore excursions that show up on this list are ones that would be available on our cruise because of time constraints. So we're only there for a very short amount of time. I believe it's from about 7:30 till midnight.
Yeah.
So some of these
shortest excursion we have.
Yeah. So some of these options may not actually be available because we're there at night, late night. But these are the ones that are within the window of time. So 3 hours, 4 hours. So let's take a look at the shore excursions of Victoria, British Columbia. First up, we've got the Center of the Universe and Beyond.
Ooh.
This is a 3-hour excursion. It's a level 1, James. That means walking around might not be involved.
Oh, there you go.
So let's see. Take an insider's tour of the Dominion Astrophysical Observatory.
Ooh.
A national historic site that is more commonly known as the Center of the Universe. The observatory perches on Little Saanich Mountain high above Victoria and has been instrumental in studying the night sky since opening more than a century ago. Its 2 telescopes has contributed significantly to our understanding of the Milky Way. I'm not going to read all of it. Highlights. Tour the Dominion Astrophysical Observatory. I want it to be astrological, but it's astrophysical. Also known as the Center of the Universe. Watch an enlightening presentation in the planetarium and see the Plaskett telescope. Gain an understanding of the discoveries made at the observatory over the past century. Travel through Victoria's beautiful downtown on the way to and from the observatory. Helpful hints: dress in weather appropriate clothing and wear flat, comfortable walking shoes. Oh,
Okay.
that's a lie. It's a level 1, but I got to walk.
I mean, there's got to be
You
some
have to
walking
walk
involved.
off the ship. Come on.
You got to
man.
walk, and you got to walk.
Hey,
Yeah.
some of us
you're-
are staying in the Haven where they're going to be carrying me on a flower bed.
Lies.
Cap. Serious, bro.
I'd love to see a nice planetarium, but I don't know if I want to spend
It's $129.
I'm sorry, how much?
$129, dude.
There's no food involved in that?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Next up, we've got BC Bites and Sights. Hey,
Oh, there we go.
oh no, it's a level 2.
Okay. Well, let's go into it though.
All right, it's a 2.5-hour duration. Experience an authentic taste of British Columbia while on a walking tour adventure that covers Victoria main landmarks while enjoying local tastings along the way. Join a friendly and knowledgeable local guide, starting with the charming Victorian homes of James Bay, the city's oldest neighborhood. Stroll along the waterfront boardwalk of Fisherman's Wharf, where you'll bite into some local offerings. Then hop on a small harbor ferry for a scenery-packed trip along the inner harbor, admiring the seaport and seaplane airport from the water. Continue by foot through Chinatown for move treats. Moving to the Old Town Corridor and Bastion Square just in time for local craft beer and cocktail tasting. Continue to the Inner Harbor, where the legislative buildings and iconic Empress Hotel line its beauty. Upon completion of the tour, you will be issued a shuttle ticket to return back to your ship at your leisure, allowing you to further explore the fine city on your own. So this is a 2.5-hour. The tour includes 2 hours of easy to moderate walking and standing that includes some steps. Tour is not available to wheelchair guests and may not be suitable for guests with walking difficulties. People should evaluate their personal level of stamina and ability before joining the tour. And participants must be at least 19 and 21 if they want to consume alcohol. So this is $109, and I suspect that the food and drinks are not included. So, especially at that low of a price. Who wants the next one?
You go ahead.
Tyrus, you're up.
I guess I am. All right. It's Victoria by horse-drawn trolley. All right. The duration is 1 hour, and the city of Victoria is steeped in an old world charm with its manicured lawns and impressive displays of gardens and hanging baskets adorning the street. You'll see why Victoria is nicknamed the City of Gardens. At the cruise terminal, you'll board your trolley powered by 2 magnificent drawn horses.
How
Your
many?
journey
What's it called? A twally?
Twally. Your journey will take you past the gorgeous historical homes located between the cruise terminal and the downtown inner harbor. Enjoy the lively narration of your guide as they giddy up and whoa boy this tour through town. You'll see the largest park in Victoria, as well as the famous Empress Hotel and the British Columbia legislative buildings. Sit back and relax as you are carried by real horsepower back to the ship.
I like that. That's clever. Horsepower.
79, so it's on the cheap. I don't know. I'll be honest, so far where I'm at with some of these is
I don't even need to get off the ship at this point.
Yeah, the only reason I might
it's
get
the
off
only it's the only stop out of the country though.
Yeah, technically. That's what makes it.
Technically.
That's what makes it an international cruise.
Next up, we got the Bouchard Butterfly Gardens. Bouchard.
Bouchard.
I got a shirt for this place. This is a 4-hour duration. It's a level 1. It's a tour of the Bouchard Gardens, and I'm sure we're going to talk about them some more. It's 55-acre wonderland of flowers, rare trees, winding paths, and cascading fountains. Huh. Then the Butterfly Garden, it's 12,000 square foot enclosure featuring 200 species of orchids and thousands of tropical plants, including foods of the world and carnivorous plant displays.
You know what that is? That's a thing that they have at Marine World or Discovery Kingdom.
I'm just gonna say that we're gonna be there at night.
Yeah, how well am I going to be able to see the Bouchard Gardens and their butterflies?
Right.
For $129, no thanks.
Pass. Hard pass.
Oh, Canada, Night Lights with Timbits.
Oh.
This is 1.25 hours to level 1. I'm just going to read the highlights here. Drive through Victoria's inner harbor at night when it is beautifully illuminated, past landmarks such as the Parliament Complex and the Fairbank Empress Hotel. Enjoy coffee and donuts. Enjoy coffee and donut morsels from Tim Hortons, a Canadian institution. Play Canadian trivia for prizes during the drive and receive a goodie bag.
This is about diplomacy.
Yeah, if there's jokes, if there's trivia in there about South Park representation of Canada, I'll win. But otherwise, I don't know crap about Canada.
Right.
I think they'll kick us out of there if we started singing "Blame Canada."
Oh, with all their hockey hullabaloo.
and Marie too. Yes.
Not even a real country, anyways.
$89 for the O Canada Night Lights with Timbits.
As long as I'm guaranteed a goodie bag, I'll be.
Yeah, I don't think you're guaranteed. I think you got to win the trivia.
This one, I think, is this the castle one?
No. So next up, we have the Victoria Highlights. This is a 2.5 hour. It says one of the most picturesque cities in North America. It exudes old world charm and has distinctively British flair. You'll discover the heart and soul of the city of gardens. I just want to vomit trying to read this. So it sounds like it's a city tour. $79. Okay. This one maybe. This is the Craig de Roche Castle and Bouchard Gardens. Oh, never mind. If it's part of Bouchard. It's what I just did in the bathroom.
You know what it sounds like? But yeah, it's a family show, so I'm not going to say
it. Yes.
Yeah, so it experienced Victoria's highlights and the two most popular attractions, 19th century Victorian Castle and the world-famous Bouchard Gardens.
Bouchard.
Yes, your tour will start by motor coach, also known as a bus, through the city's Beacon Hill Park before arriving to Craig de Roche Castle. Now a National Historic Site, because I guess it wasn't before. The castle gives visitors a rare glimpse of what privileged life was like during the reign of Queen Victoria.
Oh, okay.
Your informative, self-guided tour will take you through many of the castle's 39 lavish rooms. How can you tell me it's informative if I'm touring myself?
Maybe they give you a tape recorder like they do at Alcatraz.
A tape recorder? How old are you? Man, you just dated yourself.
They give you one of those things that
start here. It just press play. You press play here. Follow the arrows.
Next up, we've got the O Canada Highlights. This is a 2.25 hours. It's a level 1.
Is the same thing that the last one? What couple one?
Yeah, it's very similar. You're going to go to the Chinatown, Empress Hotel, Legislative Building. You're going
no food in this one, huh?
There is. So you're going to go to Tim Hortons. You'll get a Canadian goodie bag is yours to enjoy with chips, a chocolate bar, and a maple candy at the end of the tour.
Oh, might be about that life.
So that's $89.
Okay.
This one will be a hard pass for me. Victoria Walking Tour. If walking is in the title, no thanks. That's a level 2 for 30. Oh, it's only $35, so that might basically be free.
Now, what if your wife says she wants to take a walking tour?
She can go. Have fun.
She's on her own.
Ah,
But I know my wife pretty well, and I don't think she would want to do that without me. So, and I don't think she'd want to do that to begin with. So, yeah, walking tour. Do one of you want me to read this one or go through it? Because otherwise,
That's a hard pass for me anyway. So go ahead.
I mean, that's something I'll look into it later if that's the case.
oh, okay.
It's more like, why would you pay money to do a walking tour when you could just walk around the town yourself?
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
Oh wait,
kind
I
of my
see. What
point.
is this? Is this one food? Is there food in that picture?
This
I see
is
tea.
this is. Hold on, calm down.
Look at him, dude.
He's like all up on the screen.
Take a step back from the screen, James. Dang.
So this is Secret Gardens and Tea House. Tucked behind a stately hedge in a quiet suburb lies on of Victoria's best kept secrets, the magical Abkhazi Garden. With its exquisite design and rich history, wander with your guide through this beautiful garden of dramatic, glaciated, rocky slopes, magnificent Gary oaks, and gorgeous vistas. Then, filled with the garden's sights and scents, retreat to the charming tea house to enjoy a 3-tier royal tea. Seated in the tea house, Prince and Princess Abkhazi's original residence. Allow yourself to be transported back in time as your guide recounts the couple's captivating story of privilege and tragedy, separation and romance. It's a story that spans 3 continents and a world war, and which gave life to the exquisite garden. Finally, relaxed by the tranquility of this garden oasis and replete after a royal tea, reboard your coach for a reflective city tour before heading back to the pier. Garden is closed to the general public. $99.
$100 to drink tea and look at plants.
Yes.
Yeah, never mind.
Here you go. Something I guess you can't do anywhere else. Escape room in Victoria by night.
Okay, now we're talking about something. Let's.
Oh, okay. So this is a level 1. This is 2 3/4 hours. Enjoy Victoria's highlights with a twist, combined with the exhilaration of the a twist. What a twist! Combined with the exhilaration of the wildly popular escape room experience. Board your coach for a fun-filled narrative through the city's oldest neighborhood, James Bay, before arriving to Ross Bay. Experience the charm of one of Victoria's most historic places, and as your guide, share stories of its most notable characters. Continue through downtown's Inner Harbor with the iconic Empress Hotel and the BC Legislative Building, and then Chinatown before visiting Bastion Square. Stroll the cobbled streets for haunted stories of the old jail and courthouse before visiting the escape room. Here, you will have 45 minutes to uncover a mystery in a detailed escape room set, finding clues, solving puzzles, triggering high-tech props, and unlocking your way into multiple rooms with your small group of fellow guests. And if you don't make it out, you'll miss your ship. Once completed, explore Victoria on your own if port time permits, or return on your coach back to the ship. $99.
That's not bad. That sounds like that could.
This ship will not leave you if you're on an excursion, guys. Just want to go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah.
The next one is the best one. Tyrus, please go ahead.
Oh, you a little drinking in there, huh? Craft Brewery and Distillery Tasting Tour.
About that.
It is what is it? 2 3/4 hours. View some of Victoria's main highlights, and then prepare to be warmly welcomed by a tartan-clad
Kilted tour.
Kilted tour. It's a little fuzzy on my computer. Host at one of North America's finest craft distillery and brewery. Within minutes, you will have a refreshing, cool crafted beer in hand. And you'll also taste 3 beers and 2 whiskeys on your tour of the facility. That sounds very tasty. You'll learn from the knowledgeable, fun, and engaging tour host how similar craft beer making and artisanal Yeah, I did say it. Yeah, cool. Artisanal whiskey making really are. Taste, nose, and observe the special ingredients and techniques that make a great ale, pilsner, single malt, or what is it's kind of blurry on my screen. It says
Pot still whiskey.
pot still whiskey. Okay. Don't miss Canada's only combined brewery distillery where you can sit beneath our gleaming copper pot stills in the heart of our distillery. While you enjoy our family hospitality stories and I can't see that.
Fine libations.
Hey, I think they should use this in that game.
Right? The brewery game? There you go.
Yeah.
And don't mind me, folks. I have been drinking a little bit and I am just getting over COVID. So, yeah.
No worries.
Excuses. So this is a level 1 at $99. And that
sounds...
$99 includes tasting 3 beers and 2 whiskeys.
Oh, yeah. That sounds amazing.
That does sound great.
I guess ziplining at night's out.
I'm too fat for that anyways.
Well, yeah.
Break the line.
Weight limit of 270 pounds on ziplining.
I'm out of there. I'm a cool 340, bro. I'm not good.
Well, and I mean, as James said, who wants to go ziplining at night? I know I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
So let's move on then to Bouchard Gardens evening and Victoria highlights. We've already talked about both of these things individually, so I'm not going to.
I'm guessing there it has to be lit up somehow. I mean, I'm guessing there's probably like tea lights or some sort of like.
Oh, tea lights that produce a lot of light, huh?
Well, not a lot of light, but you have a lot of tea lights, and you can get a good.
Well, you also got to take into consideration where exactly we are and how much sunlight will be at that point. It may be at night, but it might not be as dark as it is in Nevada or California.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, we are further north, right?
So yeah, the Bouchard Gardens evening and Victoria highlights. It's a level 1, 4 hours. The gardens are illuminated by thousands of hidden lights in the evening. So there you go. It doesn't say tea lights though. So
yeah, I'm just saying. Illumination.
It does say walking time and distance is at a guest discretion, approximately 1 to 1.5 miles and up to 150 steps. So $150. No thanks.
No.
Next up is the Bouchard Gardens and Victoria highlights. I feel like I just said that.
Yeah.
I assume it's the same thing. It's just maybe during the day because it doesn't mention the illuminated lights and stuff. Yeah. So I'm thinking it's the same thing, same price, same everything. So lastly, featured, this might be my backup if the brewery doesn't work out, but ocean wildlife and orca exploration.
At night?
Sure, why not? Let's see. So Victoria is the gateway to the Puget Sound, the Gulf Islands, and San Juan Islands, and is home to 3 resident orca pods, transient orcas, humpback whales, minke and gray whales, as well as a variety of other marine life. You'll have an opportunity to view porpoises, Pacific dolphins, sea otters, stellar, and California sea lions, and more. This tour is designed to showcase to you as much wildlife as possible, and they explore their natural feeding grounds along the shores of British Columbia's rugged coastline. $169. So I'm going with the brewery.
Yeah. That sounds like the best one so far.
The brewery does sound like the best one, but
I do like
go ahead.
The escape room sounds like it could be fun, and and then there's the trivia one I liked.
It sounds like this city this port is on a very small city. That's why it's pretty much revolving around Bouchard Gardens and where was that other place?
And the legislative buildings and the
it seems so. It's going to be a small town, so I kind of feel like you could walk around that and see everything if you wanted to do that. I do like the idea of an escape room, mainly because even though the brewery does sound really fun to me, and it is an opportunity to taste some local craft, if you want to say that. you still get alcohol for free on the ship. So I'm like,
Yeah, but
not,
at the same time, bro, that's that local stuff, bruh.
yeah, but it's Canada, not like not like Jamaica or
Dang,
or
I'm sorry. Tell me
Te-
where
Mark, you hear the
any.
disrespect, bro? The disrespect.
you
I was
know.
just messing with you,
I'm
Tyrus.
this.
You know,
I mean, this is
I was
this
messing
is
with
the
you,
guy
dog.
that wants to spend $100 to do an escape room.
I didn't say I was going to do. I said
Hey,
that's the more
Hey,
appealing
Tyrus,
one.
why don't you come back up here to Reno? I'll make an escape room in my house. You can give me $100.
Yo, that sounds.
I'll entertain
I
you
don't.
for
I don't like
45 minutes.
Don't do that. Shake. No, that's a no. That's a hard pass, bro.
Oh,
That
yeah,
sounds
because you
scary.
ain't escaping.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, you ain't coming out alive. I'll take your
Yo.
$100 and
Oh, I'll get out.
I'm just saying,
bro.
for 45 minutes in an escape room for $100.
That sounds. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's also the tour that's included with it too. So I mean, that's. But like he said, it's might be a smaller
Right.
port, so therefore you could probably walk
And
that on your own.
remember to bear in mind that you do have $50 of onboard or of excursion credit per cabin. So, for Tyrus, that $50 is
Mhm.
just for him. For
Yep.
you, James, you're sharing a room, so that you've got 25 unless your brother decides he doesn't want to do nothing.
Right.
But one of the perks and benefits of being a part of our group is that you can get an additional $50 of shore excursion credit. So
I will let you guys know this. Have either one of you been on a cruise before though?
I went on the Disney cruise when I was like a teenager. So this will be my first time as like a full-fledged adult.
Okay, a full-fledged drinking adult.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to let you guys. Okay, this is our last port, correct?
correct.
Yes.
So, and then the very next morning we get to Seattle and they kick us off the ship, right?
Right.
I'm just gonna let you guys know that this particular port, we're not really gonna be wanting to be out and about and do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'll just say that. We're gonna be tired. At this point, everyone's ready to go home, unless you are one of those people that love to be out there and never go home. I'm usually ready to go home after like day 5, day 6. So plus you'll see how much money you have spent if you haven't prepared yourself properly prior to the cruise.
Right.
So doing a big excursion on our shortest port
It's
might not be a great idea, especially at these prices.
Yeah. Those are steepish.
It's one of those. It's one of those. Let's go ahead. Unless you are a person that loves to schedule things way out in advance, it's one of those. Hey, how do you get halfway through the cruise? Hey, how do you feel about this? Nah, let's not do it. Or yeah, let's do it. That's where I feel on that one. So
Okay.
I'm gonna take it at an ear. Like if you guys come to me and say, hey, you know what, we are going to do that brewery, then I'll be like, yeah, you know what, I'll join you.
Yeah. But it's not like, but if you're like, we're like, hey, we're gonna do this, and you're like, I'm not really feeling it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Well, I think we're beyond the 2-hour mark tonight. I think
I appreciate you guys putting up with me.
Absolutely, and just as a
fun.
very
It was fun.
brief reminder, we here at Fan Black Connection do not support or agree with the views expressed by Mr. Tyrus Rayner. He is a welcome guest, and as we are tolerant and understanding of those, we even accept those that are intolerant.
Sorry.
With that,
oh my gosh, sorry guys.
Let's call it a night. And
Yes.
James, can you shut it down for me?
It's been fun, guys.
Hey guys, once again, as usual, take care of yourselves. We love y'all. Come back and see us again real soon. Other than that, we will see you later.
97 and Now Productions.